This is my Joker build video. It took a little longer than usual because I like to have all my perks perfectly min-maxed at the vendors, and they made all of that much more expensive this season to make you grind more. But we got it done last night, and build absolutely goes crazy. Obviously, because of the new season modifiers, you have to run a poison build. You literally have no choice, but I had some fun with it. This is a build that basically combines poison with the infinite traversal, which was meta last season, and it can even loop the squad ultimate thanks to this new piece of gear that we'll go over. So first off, if you're running a build and you're looking to increase your mastery to higher levels this season, you have to run poison. This is the best way to do it. I have the mastered version of the new gun, Dr. Poison's Meru 2 Injector. The first perk makes every enemy poison as long as you hit, doesn't require crits, just point at an enemy, shoot them, they're poison. It has an alt fire mode like the Bizarro guns from last season, so that 250% increased damage to poison enemies. If you kill a poison enemy, it also has a 50% chance to spread the poison to enemies within 10 meters, and you refill that meter by shield harvesting. But I honestly haven't really used that part that often. I don't shield harvest very much with this build. My style with this build is usually use the Joker's traversal, stay up in the air, drop bombs, whether it's grenades or traversal attack, shoot, bomb, keep it moving. All right, we got the Scarecrow set. I'm using the tier 2. Tier 1 isn't very good except for the one piece bonus. You really only need that, so all your critical hits apply poison, but I prefer the tier 2. Not a fan of the tier 3 set. Tier 2 I think is the best overall set. It's got particularly great perks if you're a grenade focused build. Joker and Harley in particular, and even Boomer are pretty good when it comes to grenades. So you got the one piece bonus. Each poison enemy hit with a grenade gives you a stack of impending terror. Impending terror decreases the damage you take from poison enemies by 10% for 60 seconds, and it stacks 5 times. This doesn't matter. Damage reduction is completely broken in this game at higher mastery levels. They still haven't fixed it, so damage reduction stuff doesn't really matter. The 2-piece bonus, once impending terror reaches 5 stacks, you trigger a stack of embracing terror, which increases your grenade damage by 50% for 60 seconds, which stacks 5 times. This is along the lines of what you're looking for. Huge boost to grenade damage. And then the fear bonus, which only applies to this season so far, gives you an extra. Killing enemy with a grenade gives you 2 stacks of embracing terror. And then you have the 3-piece bonus. Once embracing terror reaches 5 stacks, you get shaped by terror, which gives you 500% increased damage to poison enemies for 60 seconds, but that only stacks once. And then you got the fear bonus, which increases your grenade capacity by 2. So you start off with 6 grenades. You can do up to 500% increased damage with your grenade and 500% increased damage to poison enemies. Damage gets pretty nuts on this build. You can literally put any of the weapons you want for the tier 2. Literally never use it. I only ever use the Dr. Meru gun. It literally doesn't matter. You don't even have to put any overhaul. You don't have to put any mods on here. I literally just never used it. Just need it for the tier 2 stat. For the melee slot, I've got the Mad Hatter melee piece. Each enemy hit with a melee attack becomes poison, and you generate 10% shield. It's nice, but I don't use melee that often on this build, but nice perk. And I put shield harvest, chance, suicide strike resource, and some more shield regeneration on melee hit because don't really do melee damage. It's not really relevant on this particular build or in the particular meta. Has this pretty interesting villain synergy bonus. When you kill an enemy with a critical hit, you add a hat, and when you have 7 hats, you get one of these perks. Either you increase damage dealt by 100% for 20 seconds while taking 50% more damage. 50% more damage seems bad, but on this build, you pretty much always slow down time, so you almost never get hit anyway, so it's just free damage. B increases affliction resource generation by 500% for 20 seconds, so you basically can just spam whatever afflictions you have. And then C, you deal 50% less damage, but it refills your health and shield and makes you immune to damage for 10 seconds. So I count that as a W. You won't be able to die, so it won't matter. This is my favorite new grenade, Master Polka Dot Man grenade. This one is good. I have the same perks that I have for my traversal build. 3% traversal attack resource for each enemy hit with a grenade. This is a cluster grenade. Pretty crazy cluster grenade as well, as you'll see, but this is just another easy way to regenerate your traversal resources. I also have critical hits restore traversal attack resource on the gun, because I always want to have that option available to go into my traversal attack. And in case you do take some damage, 2% shield regenerated for each enemy hit with the grenade, and with the 20% explosion radius. That way, if you do find yourself, you know, low on traversal resource for, you know, a couple seconds, or you took some damage, you can just throw a grenade in a crowd and you'll be getting shield and your traversal resource back. But the polka dot man grenade is pretty crazy perk. You throw a grenade, there's a 50% chance the explosion creates 3 additional polka dots out of the explosion that in turn explode into more polka dots, and each explosion has a 50% chance of applying poison to the enemy hit. So between the gun and these grenades, you can just spread poison all over. It's pretty crazy. I also put this grenade on all of my AI teammates so that they can all help me spread that poison even faster. Shield mod, I just got it because it's the Scarecrow 2-piece, and I put on electrified resistance, critical hit chance, and assault rifle ammo capacity. I use their assault rifle a lot, so I like the extra ammo. Always liked crit chance. And electrified resistance, between the skill tree and the gear, I basically have 80% resistance to electricity. It's relevant because snipers, very annoying. If they do hit you, they apply electricity, which will prevent you from using your traversal attack or any of your traversal skills. There's also a lot more electrical hazards on these maps, so just in case I walk into electrical hazard, I have that 80% resistance. You can bump that up to 100% if you want, but I feel like 80% is fine. I had to farm last season to get this Turtle Still Force mod. None of the traversal mods this season really do it for me, so I went back to the previous season to get the Turtle Still Force. Still the best traversal mod, I think. Just by moving, you get 500% more damage. That's literally all you need. Just as long as you're moving, you get stack, which gives you 50% more damage per stack. As long as you're moving, you will basically always have a free plus 500% damage. Still the best in slot. Neck bomb, this is probably my new favorite piece, the reverse flash focus. I can't wait to see what other reverse flash gear that they whip up. This one is absolutely cracked. You deal 25% more damage up to a maximum of 250%, and you gain 10% squad ultimate resource each second your health and shield have been full. So as you saw in the gameplay, I can legitimately have the squad ultimate activated, and then within seconds of the squad ultimate ending, immediately get it back. That's how much this speeds that up. And I've added some perks on top of that. See more electrified resistance. Here I increased the duration of the squad ultimate by 20%, so it lasts longer, and then 10% squad ultimate resource for enemy kills. Kill a lot of enemies with this build. You kill some enemies, you're getting 10% squad ultimate resource back per kill, and every second that your health and shield is full, you're getting another 10%. It's pretty nuts. You'll basically always be able to slow down time. You're gonna feel like the reverse flash. It's crazy. I have Lucky Charm slot. I've got that third Scarecrow piece for the full tier 2 bonus. Applied 50% damage to burn enemies. Burn isn't very good, but they put it in the Joker's build. Can't avoid it. So figured if I'm spreading burn anyway, burn itself won't do much, but I can apply a general damage boost to the Joker so that even if burn itself isn't doing much, as long as I'm burning enemies, I'm dealing more damage. So that's fine. And we got the 5% ammo gain from critical hits. That is a way to combat the ammo glitch that sometimes pops up that prevents you from reloading your weapon or collecting ammo, and another 20% squad ultimate duration. So that's 40% total right there, squad ultimate duration boost. And then over on the talent tree, want to screenshot these are my talents. The most important one for the build is this one, ultimate opening gag. When the squad ultimate is activated, you spawn 3 grenade ammo at your feet, and you continue to spawn 1 every 5 seconds while the squad ultimate is active. This is crazy. You pretty much will never run out of grenades with this build because the squad ultimate is pretty much always active, and you're starting off with 6 grenades. So you pop the squad ultimate, get 3 more, and then you get 1 every 5 seconds. It's pretty insane. I absolutely love this perk. This one is good as well. You deal 100% more grenade damage, and grenade hits deal more suicide, strike, and traversal attack resource, but I found I'd rather have the extra grenades rather than the extra damage, which I don't actually need. And for the squad tree, I've put points into assault rifle damage, grenade damage, critical hit chance, traversal attack damage, damage to grunts, damage to brutes, squad ultimate duration, so that's 60% squad duration total, 20% electrify resistance, that gives me 80% total, and then more damage to Batman and Flash infused enemies. That is the build. I pretty much just go on autopilot. Sometimes it's pretty cracked now that it's finished. I'm currently on mastery level 107 in the new season. This should carry you all the way to 200. Build is pretty nuts. Unfortunately, even though the build is crazy, I still don't like the fact that they force you to run poison. Like, you literally have to run poison. You have no choice with these seasonal modifiers. You do no damage otherwise, but at least the build is fun. A poison itself sucks, but at least you can put a decent build around it. So that's the build. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how it works for you guys.